Have you ever thought about buying real estate with no money down? Today's show is all about some of the concerns that I have as a property manager for you, the real estate investor who's ever made this very risky decision on no money down. Not only today am I going to share with you why I believe no money down is probably a bad strategy for you. In today's show, I'm going to break down what no money down actually means. People present different things in different ways. In today's show, we're going to share with you that. So, hello and welcome to the Mind Renovation Nation show, brought to you by Red Maples, your trusted source for institutional style property management of small multifamily rentals, guys. I am your host, Nathan Bush, and each show we break down for you different things that happen along the lines in my real estate journey. I want to make sure that you take some time. If you haven't, go to nathanbushmba.com/subscribe. You can subscribe and receive additional information about the show. Also, you can check out the links in the descriptions in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube, and that will get you to a lot of really cool information. If you like information like this, make sure you subscribe so you can get more information that will help you out in the future in your real estate investing journey. I know we've got some of you online. Travis says happy Veterans Day, and we from Mind Renovation Nation also say happy Veterans Day. If you are a veteran, would you please make sure that you share that in the comments of this show if you're watching this now or on replay, so we can make sure that we thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day to all those who are veteran. Okay, so let's get to the show today. We are going to talk about a couple of different things. Choosing sustainable growth over risky gambles. So my goal today is to help you understand why smart investing means careful planning, and how Red Maple's commitment is to the integrity of sustainable investments, things you could do long term wealth, not short term get rich quick BS that people talk about. Hi, Brian. I see that you're a veteran. Thank you for your service. I see you online. So we're not talking about these pie in the sky. I know that there's a book out there by Robert Allen. He wrote No Money Down. Look, if that's you and you're considering no money down, you've read the books and you think you're going to do it without any practice in real estate investing at all whatsoever, this is going to be a really risky endeavor. Now, before I go too far in the show, I've done something unique for the show today. If you guys are wondering kind of what rentals look like in the St. Louis area, I've got a number of different rentals. Here, I pulled just a general comp of Wentzville, Missouri. I'm going to pull up the screen a little larger so you guys can all see it. So I pulled up this comp of Wentzville, Missouri, and it talks about and shows this little graph right here. And this is the major part that I wanted to get to for each one of these different little communities within the St. Louis, St. Charles region in St. Louis. Look at this rental comp. So this line here shows what Wentzville comps look like compared to the general market. And look at that. Boom. There's a downturn. Now, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but I am going to share with you some stuff that if you're a real estate investor, this might just frighten the pants off of you. Here's another one. Here's Maryland Heights. And you can see we're humming along with rental increases, and boom, there's a downturn. I'm not just talking about Maryland Heights and Wentzville. Look at this. This is Riverview. So if you're a North County investor, Look at what has been happening over the rental rates over the last year or so, and then boom, there's a downturn. This is as of today, guys, November 10th. Let me show you this one here. Here's Florissant, Missouri. Maybe you invest in Florissant, Missouri, and you've been humming along, getting higher and higher rental rates, and boom, there's a downturn. How about this one? You're in St. Charles. You're a St. Charles investor, and you want to make a boatload of money in St. Charles, and you were humming along, and rental rates were growing and growing in 2003, and then boom, look what happened. Now, they've come up a little bit in St. Charles, but overall for this year, we're down on rental rate. Let me show you this one here. I mean, this just goes on and on, guys. This is St. Louis. This is if you invest in the St. Louis area. And look at this on rental rates. We're getting substantial rental growth, and boom, there's a downturn. Why do I tell you that on a show today about no money, no money down, no way? Why do you think that I bring these examples up on today's show? It's to tell you that markets change. It's to tell you that things shift, that it's not always as though you plan it. And so understanding how to mitigate your risk. Today, I want you to think about this. How do you assess risk in your investment strategy? Have you even considered risk? Have you taken a second to put one thought into the risk that's associated with some of the decisions that you're thinking about making or maybe that you've made? Do you value a property management team that emphasizes sustainable growth? I want you to think about that today. Are you that property management team? Are you the property manager? Or are you going to hire a property manager? And if that's the case, do you value somebody who values sustainable growth? Because we do at Red Maples. And let me ask you this question too. What does long-term investment success look like to you? Is it a 3-year deal and you're out? Do you think you're going to get rich and plan on a 3-year exit? Like, come on. You have to think through your strategy. You have to understand what you're trying to accomplish. And so that's where these investment techniques and strategies are so important to understand, not just to hear it one time and go out and try something. Okay? Look, the myth of no money down. There is a reality and there's a myth on no money down. I want you to think about things like a Jenga game, a game of Jenga. In every single block that you have stacked up at the base is your equity position in a transaction. Every time you remove a piece of equity, meaning no money down, and you're trying to accomplish a deal, every time you take out a piece of equity, that transaction becomes less and less stable. The most stable real estate investment transaction is a take all of your cash and purchase it on a deal. That is the least amount of risk and the most stable transaction. The less cash you put down on a transaction, the more likely that Jenga puzzle is going to start to wobble. And it's going to be challenging in order when a downturn happens in a market to stabilize that rental portfolio. Look, leverage is something that can be used in real estate in order to amplify the amount of real estate that you can purchase. So if you're using leverage to buy multiple doors and to scale a business, that's one thing. If you're using 100% leverage to start a business, that's extremely risky. I know a number of times investors have come to us at Red Maples and they ask us to manage their portfolio. And when we look at the equity before making a decision on whether we're going to bring them on or not through a portfolio analysis, they will ask me questions like, why do I need to have a strong equity position for you to manage my portfolio? Why are you turning me down? And I say, because if there's a downturn in the economy and something happens, you have no access to capital. And then you're going to blame the management company, saying the management company's bad whenever the management company is not bad. A management company might be doing a great job for you. They might be extremely effective. You just don't have enough equity to make the transaction work. Here, Proverbs 22 verse 7 says this: the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a slave to the lender. If you're looking for a principle that will help you understand this no money down transaction a little bit better, what it's really saying is somebody's going to lend you 100% of the purchase price, and you're 100% in debt to that person. That means you've got to do the management work yourself in order to make that transaction even viable. What are you making for that equity? You're making sweat equity. You're building your own equity into that transaction when you have no money down. This is not a passive investment whenever it's a no money down situation. This is a very hands-on, very intensive, equity-based position. In fact, in a no money down deal, you might be not putting any money down, but you might be bringing money to the table after you close on the deal in order to renovate the transaction. That's where your equity is coming from. Or maybe somebody's partnering with you and you're going to do the labor because you're a construction worker on the job. You got to get this through your mind that there is a myth that you're going to go out and buy real estate with no money down. Does it happen and has it happened? Yes, for sophisticated investors, guys. You're competing with BlackRocks and you're competing with the Rothschilds. Yeah, maybe they can understand how to put together equity in a no money down transaction that's going to work because they can afford to take the risk. They have equity elsewhere. But if you have no money and you have no way to be able to buy or get access to equity or to cash in order to be able to deal with the downturns in the market, then you're going to be sitting in one of those positions that's really difficult and really tough. What I would tell you is if you have the opportunity, go to my website and purchase my family budget course. If this is you and you're having difficulties and you really want to get your budget correct, go to nathanbushmba.com and go to my store and purchase the $29.99 course on how to budget your money and how to save up to buy your first small multifamily property. It's well worth the $29.99 that you're going to go pay for it. I'm not getting rich off of $29.99 courses. It's there to help you to understand that if you're going to buy small multifamily, please don't do it with no money down. Please do it with having an appropriate equity position. Now, I'm not the only person that feels that no money down is extremely risky, and I can prove it to you. You ever heard this terminology before? It's called the value of skin in the game. Do you know who created this terminology? Skin in the game. Do you know where it comes from? It comes from institutional bankers. Bankers came up with this terminology of you've got to have skin in the game. Why does the banker want you to have skin in the game before they'll lend you money? Most deals right now are you got to have 20% into a transaction or you got to have 25% down into a transaction before a banker will even look at your deal. I'll tell you why. They want to know that you have done the work to set aside the value of equity, the cash, in order to be able to purchase that asset. So that in the event that there's a downturn and something happens, there's still room, still equity in that transaction that you can draw cash back out of to make whatever repairs, to weather the storm of a vacancy. It also matters in your ability to set aside value. I said it earlier, but I'm trying to explain this in a different way now. So it matters in your ability to cultivate and create value. Where is the place in your life? I once heard it said that money is not a tangible thing, it is a mentality, and that is it. We grow our wealth through our mind, and you can watch the whole show that I did on the money mindset. I've done a number of shows on those on my YouTube channel. But we grow our wealth in our mind. We grow this equity through hard work and labor. We set aside that equity to invest with. Don't get it twisted. Robert Kiyosaki wrote the cash flow quadrants. He showed you that there's an employee, there's self-employed, there's business owner, and there's investor. You have to make sure that you understand how you're earning your income in a transaction. If you're the one doing the work, you're not on the business owner and the investor side of that transaction. So keep that in mind. All right. I've also got some more examples to share with you today because I just think it's so important. If we're talking about this no money down thought process, I just I get real frustrated because people haven't actually ran the math. So I'm going to give you some fictitious examples today. I'm going to help you understand leverage. I'm going to help you to look at what over leveraging means. And we're just going to do it in a fictitious kind of scenario. Let's just take a single family home that's worth 200,000. Let's say you put no money down, make up some numbers, a 5% interest rate on a 30-year term. I know in the comments I'm going to get all the hate. It's 8%, 9%, whatever. It doesn't matter. The reason it doesn't matter is because I'm not actually going to calculate the mortgage payment. I'm just going to assume there is one. Okay. If property taxes and insurance is about $300 a month, and on this $200,000 home, you've got about $200 in maintenance and repairs, I want you to just make up whatever the payment would be and put it into this calculation for the total monthly cost for me. All right? Just do the math, do the work, guys, before you go to purchase a property. Now, let's assume that you can get, this is St. Charles, where you can get $1,500 a month. I just showed you the rental comp, right? I just showed you the rental comp. Now, you take your $1,500 a month and you subtract out all of those costs, and whatever's left over, that's your take home. And potentially in this deal that I'm showing you, that's zero. It's actually negative. Okay. Now, the equity in the market that you put down was zero. There's a downturn in property values. Yes, it happens by 10%. Now your $200,000 home is worth $180,000 and you lost 20 grand plus your negative cash flow. And then you're going to wonder why your property manager can't make you rich. Travis Durbin has this to say online. He said, "This information is fantastic. I've been waiting for this week for a long time." Nathan, you're nailing it. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate that. Guys, you got to get this in your head that there is no such thing as a free lunch. There's no such thing as something for nothing. There's no such thing as get rich quick. There's only get rich. Okay, there's only get wealthy over time. There's only build equity, set aside the appropriate resources, purchase the deal and transaction. Now, if you want to be creative and you want to go through this process where there's no cushion, where your financing costs and negative cash flow negatively impact your deal, and you have immediate negative equity in a downturn, then don't come to your property manager and get mad at your property manager that you can't make money in real estate. There's a right way and a wrong way to do transactions and to do deals. Now, I went to a recent conference, and during this recent conference, there was a lot of different strategies and a lot of different tools and tactics. And if you have somebody that's a coach that you're working with that's teaching you how to build sweat equity in this industry, that's one thing. But to think you're going to go out and do this on your own and to acquire a deal with no money down, I don't know if the terms arrogant, pompous, disrespectful, inconsiderate, thoughtless, just evil. I don't know what you call it, but it's not no money down, guys. It's not no money down. Red Maple shies away from no money down investors. If you're wanting somebody that actually understands how to manage profitable property, I am highly suggesting that you don't come to me if you have no equity in a transaction. Our commitment is to sustainable investment strategies, looking for ways to help you long-term maximize your wealth and maximize your growth. We focus on long-term growth in portfolios. The here today, gone tomorrow investor, the flipper, right? There's different people. There's flippers out there. There's real estate people who, they're 3-year holds. Look, if that's you, there's managers that will manage for you. That's cool. Go to them. Go to them. Who we're looking for at Red Maples is that investor that wants to build generational long-term wealth through small multifamily. We help you do that. We help you stabilize those assets. We help you put in consistent rents. We help you to ensure that you don't have bad tenants that are costing you additional money. We help ensure your consistent cash flow is happening. We fill vacancies fast. We turn units quickly. We follow documented processes and procedures. We help us set aside and assess the risk that you have and help to mitigate and offset that risk through proper management procedures. Don't be these no money down guys. Don't do it. And the reason I say don't do it is because it's extremely risky, and there's more people that get hurt and go into foreclosure during a downturn because they try these types of strategies that they heard about one time on TV or radio and think that they're going to make it in real estate. It might look glamorous, but it is not glamorous whenever you're going bankrupt, guys. So there's some challenges with no money down. There's financial challenges. There's mental challenges. There's the challenges of the downturn in the economy. Escape all that stuff. Dump that from your mind and start looking at real world strategies that will help you achieve financial freedom through small multifamily real estate. I encourage you that if this information's been helpful to you, please go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please make sure that you get on my email list. If you need to learn how to do this budgeting thing, go get the e-course that I have on my website. It comes with a family budget on how to actually set money aside. It's not one of those complicated deals. And if you need additional help with it, then just reach out to me. I'll be happy to walk you through that online budget. Invest with confidence, not just confidence tricks, guys. These courses that are no money down, these online scams that people have talked about, these are tricks. These are people that are preying on your desire to want to succeed, but they're not actually helping you hit those goals and success. Success happens whenever you walk out of the room and people talk positively about you. That's the environment that we've cultivated at Red Maples, telling you the truth, giving you real world education and information that's going to help you succeed in the long run. So let Red Maples, guys, be your management solution. Yes, there's a cost associated with it, but there's a bigger cost associated with not doing it. If you don't turn your stuff over to a real estate manager, you run the risk of having to learn all of the hard lessons that we've had to learn over the 15 years of becoming a sustainable long-term management solution for people just like you in small multifamily real estate. If you subscribe, you'll get more insights like this. I'll be able to give you some strategic approaches in future shows that will help you to be able to overcome this challenge of wanting to buy with as little as possible. Learn the right strategies, the strategies that institutions use, the big guys use in order to actually make profit in real estate. I'd also like you to share your successes. If you know somebody that would be a good fit for our show, that's a real estate investor, and they have um, a rental portfolio, they have strategies. Maybe they're a no money down person and they bought lots of property and they've been extremely successful. Let's put them on the show and let's showcase that person for you guys. If you know somebody that's been successful, I'd like to highlight, celebrate, and share their story. And so have them reach out to me. I want to make sure that you guys get every tool and resource that you need. If there's anything else, I'd like to say thank you to Red Maples for being our sponsor of this show. You've taken the time, energy, and effort to make this show happen for lots of real estate investors to get truthful, real world information that will help them succeed in buying small multifamily real estate. All right, guys, for this show, that's all I have to say. I appreciate you spending time with me. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go check out the links in the bios and the notes. And till next time, I'll see you. Bye.